Hey guys, and welcome to Heatherport. Today is the first official video. I know we've done a stream in the past, so a lot of you guys have probably already seen this. But today is the first official video since we've been on the world itself. And I am really happy with how it's turned out. We got some planning stuff going on over here. We got some cool stuff over here. And these two buildings right here are actually finished. I kind of wanted to get the interiors done on these guys. A few of them I'm probably going to end up reworking, but for the most part, we got everything kind of set up here. And I figured today we could just do a little bit of a walk around and kind of show you guys what we got going on here. First of all, we got this truck right here on the live stream. A lot of people are asking how to build it, so a tutorial will be coming out for this guy soon on how to build him. He's really cool. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. And I just finished this little kind of speed racer style car right here. I'm pretty happy with it. I like the kind of gilded, wood carved gilded design trap doors right there. And then we got this, I think might actually get rid of that exhaust pipe thing. We got the engine block right in here. And then I figured it'd kind of come out and these would be the exhaust pipes on the end. These little wings, I guess you'd call them. But then you can get up here and sit right down in here, and then you're in the little car and everything. Super cool. Don't really know how to do a steering wheel quite yet without just throwing a wheel in there, so I didn't want to do it. I don't think we even have one in here. Yeah, no we don't. Just kind of a sitting bench area. But yeah, so these guys are really cool. I'm really happy with both of them. Definitely going to be making more different designs for it. This guy might improve it a little bit later on, but I'm really happy with the overall result so far. And yeah, so we got this building right here. This is very much inspired by Mythical Sausage. He did a stream a while back kind of working with a new design style, and I caught the end of it and saw this and I was like, wow, that would work perfectly. I spruced it up and kind of made it my own instead of working off purely what he had there. We added some cypress trees out in front, some little flowers, little flower boxes right here and there, and a nice little patio on, or balcony I guess you'd call it, where you kind of look over the town square, which we'll get to eventually. And then up here, just kind of got this really cool little spot to hang out. There's roof access right here that we need to put a trapdoor on. I'm going to do that real quick just before I forget. And so all like the pipes and everything will be coming out the top of this, because of course we have that steampunk design that we really want to be working with here. As you guys can see, we're really trying to get this. Ignore the floating blocks. That's the palette I've been working with, so I can just go and grab the blocks. But yeah, so I guess let's go into the bottom of this guy. And in here we have a little grocer. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm kind of relearning all the blocks as we go, so I'm probably going to come back and redo quite a few of these as we get back into the flow of things. It's a very basic interior. We got some hanging tobacco because I want... I just kind of want to do a lot of tobacco because it seems like steampunky type things. A lot of people would be smoking and just not really, just a very carefree attitude. But so we got this little grocer right here. Could definitely use some work making it more interesting and sprucing it up. Maybe when we get those new rebellion blocks, we can come in and mix things up in here and make it a lot more interesting. Got some crates right in here. And in here we got a bakery that I'm really happy with how it turned out. So we go into the bakery, they got a nice little selection of bread right in here. They got all their stuff over here, just kind of sitting, shelves, more things to purchase, more shelving, just more sitting area for all the people. And we got this little cash register right here, iron stairs with 2 stone buttons on the side. Then we got more shelving and general goods in the back. Scale for weighing out things. And then back in here, we just got some storage stuff on this side. And then over here is the kitchen area. I want to do like a little compact cooking something or another design. So I came up with this while we were doing the live stream. It's basically just the metal grill right here. You got a little fire down there and another metal grill where the bread can sit on top of. And then this could like swing closed if you wanted it to seal in the bread and do all the cooking stuff. But yeah, so this is kind of just the basic interior back here. And there's just kind of the way to get out to the shop area. I'm really happy with these corner blocks for making doors and things like that. It makes it so much more interesting when you can do this. I'm really happy with it. I know we could take stairs and kind of do it finishing along the top, but I want that... No, excuse me. I want that solid beam right there instead of doing that. And then it gives a lot more definition in the walls and things out here, which I'm really happy with. All these arches and things are super cool. We got a lot of greenery and life and little flower pots everywhere. That's kind of a big thing for it. Then we can go over to this guy. and kind of walk our way up here. So to get up top on this, I did a little like New York style metal railing type thing going on here. You can do that to, oh, that's not a replace tool. Awkward. I thought I had that bound. Do that and that and that and that. Yeah, cool. Missed the railings there at the bottom. But yeah, so you kind of walk all the way up the metal or the iron thing. In here, there's going to be a store. Haven't quite done it yet, so he's going to have a store out here, probably a little boutique shop or something. Then you come back in here and he's got his house area, so we'll get to work on this later on. A lot of what I want to be doing is the Tudor styles, kind of how we have it going right now with all these builds, but then mixing it up with those like bricks and things like that. Up here we have room for another house or another apartment flat type style living. I think it's going to be a lot of multi-story structures with people living in every single floor, different families, things like that, keeping it interesting and kind of really developing that city feel instead of house, which I feel like is more of a village type. But we're using these wood railings up here to make this kind of more interesting, add a little bit of a curve to it. Then in here we have these guys are finished. This is the first house we built, or first building we built. Over here they got a little green section where they can kind of grow some plants and things. They got their little kitchen right here with their furnace and everything. And this guy has a profession. He's like a basket weaver, rope maker type dude. I know probably a lot of this would be automated, but it's probably going to be one of the last few little profession places in the entire city. So a lot of people, like, what I kind of want to have this be is the transition from individual craftsmen to factory style. A lot of kind of those types of influences. So we're going to have a lot of these little like kind of boutique-y shops, but then a lot of larger scale factories. So a lot of the boutique shops will be a bit more impoverished. Like this guy isn't very fancy. He's kind of just getting by and all that type of stuff. He's got his supplies over here to work with, some finished goods and things like that that he has to go and sell. But all in all, he just kind of is just trying to make it and get by here. Let's throw a little hammer right here. Why not? We can do that. And yeah, so up here, then he's got this main floor for like the living area for the family and all that type of stuff. Could obviously come through and do a lot more decoration in here. Probably something up to this wall. It's got a lot going on it, but maybe like some paintings or things and just kind of general stuff to try and show like people actually live here. Like just little things here and there that we need to come back in and do for sure. And then up here, they kind of have their little sleeping porch area. There's 2 beds up here, so small family. And then just kind of general storage and goods and things like that. Man, I'm yawning a lot. I'm really sorry, guys. But yeah, so that is this part of it, and kind of lanterns and things like that hanging up in there. How can we get out of here real quick? So we can kind of just jump down here because we are in creative. Woohoo! Over on this side, we can. This straight in front of us. This is a work in progress building. Not really too sure if I'm going to keep it or not or rework it. But right now there's kind of this base room in the bottom that's really small. Probably some type of storage thing. And right here, I like this part of it. The path kind of leads its way up. And then you have an entrance to another area right here. And then that has an entrance to the balcony over here, which would be pretty cool. But yeah, so like a little shop right here, or a little restaurant. And then some tables out here for eating. I think that could be a kind of a cool idea for that area. And then over here, so we got some trees that were back here, and I really don't want to remove all the trees. So I kind of want to keep them like in the middle of the paths and things like that. Just kind of like, so people would have to walk around. I'm like, this is supposed to be a people path, not for like carts and things like that. So I think it works out well. In here, we have an inn that's very much work in progress, as you guys can see. So it's just kind of all these different rooms. Then down here is the base floor with just kind of open air stuff right now. And then back here is going to be like a kitchen, storage room, something or another. And over here on the left side, we have a little bit of a drop down area for a basement, which like a brewing area for like beer and things like that. Could be kind of cool if we go that route. But yeah, so that's just kind of like, I want to make a lot of winding roads and paths and things like that. So we're going to have our main roads right here that can like handle for cars and things like that. So they're going to be rather wide. And cars and trucks can get through them, probably just one at a time though, because I don't want to make them too wide because then that kind of gets boring. I don't want to do that formalized of a city. I want to have it very free flowing and kind of natural. progression of building out, just kind of cramming in houses everywhere we can, because like here we have a little path that's going to be leading back into there, and we're going to throw up another building right here probably. Hopefully going to be able to keep that tree. I really like that tree right there. So just kind of working our way out in just different shapes. We have this kind of pointed building right here that's triangle shape. That'll be fun to work with and build. Got rid of a few trees in here. But yeah, so what we're doing with the roads is I'm very much trying to follow the erosion channels that were in this area, seeing as it's a pretty flat area, so not a whole lot of water is in here since we didn't put a lake. So I figured it's probably the best bet because those are some of the smoothest areas and least noisy, so the easiest to kind of turn into a road. So that's the plan right now with all that. We can go check out some more interiors down at the base. Remember, we have the bakery down there, trying to give you a little bit of a point of interest type thing. And then up here we have access to the second floor in here. This is the owner of the bakery. This is their house. They have a rather basic house in here. A little kitchen kind of hidden off over on the side. So living quarters down here. Up here they have a more living quarters, library, kind of hangout study type thing. One of the new paintings Monster did, which is just so awesome. Really happy to have it in here. And just a light source up there, and just kind of just general goods and things kind of around all over the place. Then they have their little sleeping quarters kind of up here. 3 beds this time, just a little bit larger, different than the other side. I'm trying to not have any house be the exact same. That's my goal here really, is I really want to make things a lot more interesting and different. And for the interiors that we do, I don't want anything to be a duplicate of another place. So I'm really trying to, granted I really need to work on all the interior style and kind of what to use and what blocks we have available to us. I've got a lot of work to do there, but it's getting somewhere. I'm really happy with where we're going right now, and I'm really happy with all that cool stuff. We threw a little water bowl and then a wolf skin right there for kind of like a dog or something like that. Oh man, I'm really sorry. Oh no, drew a little plant up here. Back here we have a nice little closet using half slabs and things like that, vertical half slabs. We're able to get a lot of detail in here. I really like it, turned out cool. Got some brooms and stuff right there. And so that's this whole white building. It's totally done. This is the only building that's actually totally done. So kind of getting to the steampunk styles, we have a lot of piping and things like that kind of just coming out of the buildings from where the kitchens were and things kind of that sort. So I'm really happy with how that stuff is going right now, and it's making me really excited for when we get into building like the factories and things like that in the other regions. This one's supposed to be like a little utopia region, so I'm really going to limit the amount of factories and things we have here. You guys probably recognize this from the super flat thing that we had before. These are very similar to that. Just kind of a few slight changes here and there, but overall same design. I just kind of want to get them worked into this area so we could have that to go off of and kind of build from. In here you guys probably recognize this one as well. This is that stone building we did. I think I did an extra point on the top of it and made it a little bit wider, but in the base here there's a cool spot for like a shop or something. I'll show you guys what that is on the other side here in a sec. But yeah, so over here, kind of a cool sign idea. Just a barrel that I saw this on the Conquest Reforged Discord. A barrel with some item frames in the ends of it. So you can just kind of put something in there. We haven't decided quite what yet. Back here is going to be a little garden. Got a lot of work to do on it, but I kind of like the general idea that we have so far. Kind of just wrapping around the buildings, little green spots here and there. Up here gets you into the second floor of this guy where we haven't done anything yet, and there's gonna be a third floor probably like at this height level, I'm thinking. Yeah, because then that gives 5 blocks here, and then you have enough space for like a bedroom or something up at the top. But yeah, so that's kind of this whole building right here. Haven't done the interior quite yet on this guy. I've been kind of working with, what the heck? What was that? Why did I fall super slowly right there? Oh. Oh, those are cobwebs now? Oh, you can go through them. That's kind of nice. Okay, sorry, distracted. Okay, these little things are like little transponder boxes that I'm going with here. The iron chains are supposed to symbolize like a power line or something to kind of moving the energy around. I know it just goes to here. I'm probably going to drag it across to this guy and then move it down and then kind of bounce it back and forth between buildings. It's kind of a bummer it can't go diagonal very easily, because otherwise it kind of looks like, I guess that's not terrible. Not what we want really, but yeah, so I kind of want to use these as power boxes or something like that. You guys will have to let me know what you think about them. I'm actually going to curve that for now. But just kind of using these as power boxes, kind of getting it into the buildings, and that's how we'll deal with the lighting routes and things like that. And then the wiring would go within the walls, so we don't really have to deal with it a whole lot. Yeah, so that's kind of a general idea for a transponder box of kind of moving around. These are pistons, by the way. Sticky pistons, doesn't really matter. They both have the same texture. That's the back of it. The front looks like that. So when you activate it, this is the part that pushes out. And if there would be some cool stuff that we could do if you say like grab a redstone torch, you can actually like power them if there's a way we could like automate that so it kind of moves back and forth for some machines. That'd be kind of cool. But later on, larger scale machines, of course. And yeah, so this is the place we were just looking at. And right over here, this is my little generator idea that I have so far. So steam generators of sorts. We got some coal back here. I know it'd be water, makes steam and that type of stuff. I'm still trying to figure out what we want to be doing there. And a lot of this is just kind of different ways to doing the piston blocks, some iron blocks and little pillars and things like that, trying to get those little chimneys going. And it's really cool. I'm really, really happy with this. I think they're awesome. It's really coming together. Trying to mix up all this stuff. So the power line kind of comes up this way, hangs off that building, and then there's another transponder to get into this building. And then here's where it starts from this factory, which isn't done yet at all. But in here we have two little rooms. We got a room right here, and we got another room right in here for like a shop in the bottom floor, and then like a room up top. And then kind of similar idea with this one over here. That could be like a shop or something. And then to get into the back, you go around to the back of this guy, and where we have the staircase right here to get up this way, you just kind of follow it up here and it gets you inside of this place right here, which is another 2 floors. They got kind of a bigger area up top, which actually leads out to a little balcony they have, which is pretty cool. You can't actually get over to that area yet unless we break that, which we probably will have to. What we could do though is we could throw a trap door in here instead. Kind of do that because then you can still walk under it. I think that is probably a lot better than what we had. But yeah, so that's kind of a general idea for the city so far. And then we got this guy in here, which I'm trying to work on some different machine power stack designs. They're kind of weird right now. I really don't like them, so we're not going to stick in here for too long. That'll be something we figure out later. And they kind of come up to these little chimneys right here, which are belching out steam a lot. And all these pillars of wool that you guys see, that's buildings that I still need to finish. All the wool pretty much is just going to represent that I really need to like go ahead and do an interior for it. So I'm going to go throw that on this guy right here. It's kind of my way of marking that I need to finish it. And it bugs the crap out of me, which means that I'll actually get it done because I hate seeing the wool floating in the air. So it really works out well because then it like motivates me to actually go for it and do all the stuff. That's kind of my planning process. But anyways, the road kind of comes down like this, splits off there for the cars, and then splits up this way for like the people path starting here. And we can kind of bring it back this way. This where the inn that we were looking at, it's really work in progress, and this kind of goes back that way. We got to figure out the design we want to go with for this. I kind of want to keep it pretty fancy, kind of really upper tier, but eroded more or less. I don't really know. We're going to kind of build off of something or it's a work in progress, guys. So this is where the road goes out to so far. All this is probably going to get destroyed more or less, which I'm kind of sad because it looks really cool, but I do want to get that whole steampunky feel of like big city going on, very much taking out the nature. As much as I love this map, that's kind of the goal, is to make something that looked really cool and then destroy it more or less with machines and things. So out here we have our whatchamacallit, this is gonna be like a dock house more or less. And then up there with that little pink wool right over there is going to be like a storage facility. And over here we're going to be doing a lighthouse, which will be pretty fun to do, a steampunk lighthouse. And then out here, this guy right here, this wool thing is eventually going to be like an ironclad exploration vessel. Kind of the first vessel that made it here to explore the whole area. This is the basic dock we have going so far. I'm pretty happy with it. It's very, very basic. And then over here is kind of a little barge that I made up a design for. That's going to be kind of for bringing goods into this area from over there until we get the road and trains set up. But the main port's going to be over in that area, and it's kind of hard for a big boat to get in here. So if anything, right now the big boats would be out here, and then the barge would kind of go out back and forth carrying in goods. So it's got these little propeller systems right here for spinning and kind of turning the water, and you press that lever, which actually that's a piston right there, so it actually pushes that up if you click the lever down. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, so this would just kind of spin around in a circle and move the boat forward or backwards or whatever you really need to do, which is a simple like engine design I was able to come up with. And here we just got some goods and stuff, then rope kind of holding it into different areas. But yeah, that has been a lot. This is kind of a design I've been thinking of for ways of doing the wall design that we're looking at way over here, kind of different type of thing up with this bit right here, kind of with those whatever they're called, the newel caps, just kind of dotting them along every single other one, which wouldn't look too bad. And then you kind of go back in and you can do half slabs on these guys, and then we could do something like I want to do like a fence or something, probably just trying to keep it interesting and kind of get that dark color contrast. So something like this. That's not bad. We can leave that for now, but we kind of have this darker gray stone brick working in from the bottom, and then we can come in with the that is light gray. We would want to come in with travertine wherever we can find some of that. There we go. Kind of doing it travertine a bit at the tops. Just kind of mixing it in, really trying to bring in that palette that we want to get going. And then we can come back in and do like one of the newel caps or two of them as travertine. And then grab the half slab and go ahead and just do that guy. And that guy. Yeah, something like that. Just kind of really bleaching the tops there. But yeah, so mostly this was supposed to be a showcase, guys, and catch you guys up on everything I've been doing. I'm noticing the video is getting pretty long now, so I think I'm going to call it here. As always, guys, please let me know in the comments what you guys think about this new build, where we're going with it, and if you guys have any ideas on styles or things like that, I'm always open to listen and hear them out and change up what we got going here if you guys have better ideas. But yeah, let me know in the comments on all of that stuff. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't yet. It really does mean a lot to me. I love hearing back from all you guys on everything that you guys are enjoying, not enjoying, whatever about these series that I got going on here. And I will see you guys in the next one.